Hi Libra, welcome to your extended. Okay, so let's move these out of the way and we will get started. I hope you guys are well. Thank you for your support with this. I really appreciate it. So, in your soulmate's headspace, love abounds, which is the Ace of Cups. And we talked about this going a couple of different ways. This could be that they really need to fulfill some things in there. They need to fill up their own cup. They need to offer themselves love, and they're really recognizing that. And they're seeing that. This is also something they may want to offer you, but it's like in a whole brand new way. It has to be different this time. It has to come from a place where they are more fulfilled and they know that they can offer you something that you deserve, that you have been desiring from them. But it's almost like, you know, they kind of needed to get to that place first before they could just be like, yes, I can totally offer you that. There you go. So let's see. So the Chariot energy is first. Really, things are happening in divine timing. The Chariot energy, I always welcome the Chariot energy. Sometimes it's a little too quick for some people, but I feel like with the Chariot, if you look at that, the horses are the white and the black, the yin and the yang, the coming into balance. And then the Three of Cups, they really are thinking about union with you and wanting to be with you and wanting to move forward in a fast way. And again, if you know, I always say, if you're not seeing this in the 3D, it's not that it's not happening. They're just kind of keeping it to themselves for now, because I think that they have some things they still need to take care of. But they are, this Ace of Cups is something they want to offer to you. They want to offer you a new beginning, a fresh start. Four of Swords. So yeah, still taking a time out or being in a time out, and the Five of Wands because of conflict. So this is why they haven't come forward and offered you something. There are some internal conflicts, maybe even external conflicts that they're still dealing with or having to think about in their lives. And that can be a very tough place to be in when you want to offer somebody something, but you're really not feeling you're challenged in some way, and you're not feeling like you're able to or that you can. So let's see what the Chariot energy is. Wow, it's like all the cards want to come out. None of the cards want to come out. Which one is it? Yeah, so if you're dealing with a fire sign, the King of Wands, or someone with heavy fire in their chart, they're passionate about wanting to do this with you, and they're thinking about, you know, they're passionate and they're trying to gain their confidence in order to get on this Chariot and go for the ride, right? Because the Chariot is divine timing. We can't differentiate when the Chariot shows up in our life. Usually it's when our soul is ready. And it's like, okay, let's go, let's hit it. And then Justice. So they're needing to find some balance in their life before union takes place. The Three of Cups is union for me. I know a lot of people talk about third-party situations. So if that is the case, if you are in a third-party situation, or they're still married or in a contractual agreement, since we have the Justice card here, they're knowing that that needs to be taken care of and things need to be balanced out before they can offer you anything, or before they think of offering you anything. And then the Four of Swords to me is like the minor arcana of the Hanged Man. Cutting ties with the idea of the way you think things are supposed to go and looking at them in a totally different way, a totally new light. And yeah, and so they have pulled back. The Four of Swords is also about resting and meditation and kind of taking a time out and healing from some things. And there is a lot of healing happening here with the Sun card. So they have taken a time out. They have pulled their energy back, but it's all for the sake of healing and wanting to have that abundance and prosperity. Five of Wands. What is this Five of Wands? is the 5 of Wands. There we go. Mentally, they're trying to move away from the conflict. We have the 6 of Swords on the 5 of Wands. Mentally, they're trying to move away from the conflict. Mentally, they're trying to come to a balance with this conflict that's been going on, whether internally or externally. So I feel like there's patience that's kind of needed with your soulmate at this time, because it seems to me that they're kind of like on the precipice of really wanting to offer you something big. And they know that that's like the only way they want to be able to offer you something is if it's big and if they can follow through, right? So they're doing the work behind the scenes. They're really thinking about, like, how am I able to do this? How am I able to be able to get there, right? But they have to move away from conflicts in their life in order to do it, and they're recognizing that and knowing that. So that's really good. Recognition and knowing that. Recognition is kind of the first step. It's like 12-step program, accepting it, acceptance, right? So in their heart space, we have the 5 of Pentacles and the 9 of Cups. So this is kind of what I'm saying with the Ace of Cups. They want to feel good enough. And right now, they're really not. They feel like they're lacking in probably several areas of their life. And they want to have their dreams coming true with the 9 of Cups. But they're like, if you look at that girl, she's like, oh man, that's a long way to go to get my dreams, right? So they feel like they're on this journey and it's kind of taken forever to get there. And not really sure how long it's going to take to get there, or, you know, what am I going to have to do to get there? But I feel like they're willing to do the work. It's just very tough right now because they're not, it's like they're lacking in energy in some way, shape, or form. So let's see. Let's clarify. Oh, we got the Chariot again. And that's what I mean. Like, they're willing to do the work. They know that divine timing is at play. They know that things have to change. They know that, and they're almost willing to accept that these things really do have to change. And I do feel like they're trying to figure that out. So, ooh, we got the 3 of Cups again too. So whatever's going, their heart and their head space are very much connected right now, because we do have the 3 of Cups and we have the Chariot. So again, really wanting to come into union, wanting to contact, wanting to communicate with the Ace of Swords, knowing their truth in a very heart-centered way. And 2 of Pentacles, trying to find that physical balance within themselves in order to feel good enough to be able to come forward and to offer you this Ace of Cups that you deserve in the way that you deserve it. So 3 of Cups, what is the 3 of Cups in Libra's soulmate's heart space? There we go. Whoa. 9 of Wands. So they're fighting for this. They're really, really fighting for this. And I feel like they're getting kind of tired, but that's when the Chariot energy comes in and gives them that boost of energy. And they're like, and the Chariot's like, don't give up. Don't give up. You have things to do in this world, you know? And even if you are feeling kind of alone right now or lacking in some way, there's a very real push forward that the universe is offering your soulmate in order to keep moving, in order to keep forging ahead. Yeah, the Magician. Some of your soulmates are manifesting this Chariot energy, manifesting this movement forward. They could actually be moving or could be traveling to come see you or thinking about, like I said, you know, that's a really long journey. They could be feeling really alone right now because you're not with them and they want to travel to come see you, and that would be their dream come true, right? Or it's that, you know, they've been fighting for this union and they're still fighting for it and still manifesting that movement forward, that push forward, that Chariot leap into the future. And I feel like some of them really want to communicate and speak their truth in a heart-centered way. But I'm not sure. Yeah, they know without a doubt. They know without a doubt what this connection is, what this union is between the two of you. Like 100%. They are very, very clear. That Ace of Swords, it's like the universe came in and it's like, you can't deny this. You can try. You can try and deny it. And that may be another reason why they're feeling alone. If they've kind of pushed themselves out with the Five of Pentacles, if they've pulled themselves out of the equation between the two of you, they could be feeling very, very alone right now. But they are wanting to have this there is still hope within them, you know. So, and then we have the Empress. So I feel like the Empress on the Two of Pentacles. I feel like the Empress to me represents Libra because it's ruled by Venus. Yes, it also represents Taurus because it's ruled by Venus, right? The Empress is. So I feel like the Two of Pentacles is trying to find that happy balance in their material world, in their material existence, to get there, right? To get to you. It's like, how am I, and also like, in what ways can I build myself up in order to be good enough for an Empress quality? You know? So good. I really like this reading so far. It's good reading, good reading. But they are definitely not denying the connection. So in their environment, we have the Death card, which is released in this deck. So there are some very real endings that are happening in their life. And I don't mean like deaths. Hopefully there aren't deaths in their life. But they're recognizing that they need to release some things in order to move forward. The Death card has shown up in several readings in this same position. So a lot of people are still, and that could be why I was like, I kept on saying Leo season during the trailer part of the, or during the preview part of this. And I think that this all is kind of stemming from Leo season. It's like time now, right? Like they're recognizing with the Wheel of Fortune, this is all happening in divine timing. And divine timing is definitely at play. And I know a lot of people are like, divine timing means it's never going to happen. That's not true. The truth of it is that they're now doing the work so the Wheel of Fortune can turn. There are things that are happening in their life so that this wheel can actually turn. So then we have the Page of Cups. And the reason why they're releasing things is because they were not fulfilled before. They want to have this emotional fulfillment in the 3D. And then we have the Fool. So wanting to really have a fresh start and another reason to release things. And then the Knight of Cups. So we went from the Page of Cups to the Knight of Cups. So it's like, great story, right? You release things in your life. The wheel starts to turn. You feel like, okay, now I can maybe offer a little nugget of appreciation to my soulmate in the 3D. I feel like they want to have a fresh start with you so they can actually, again, offer you something that means more than just a page offer. Offer you something that is more valuable to you, or that you're worthy of, that you deserve. But they do have to release things in their life first. So let's see what this Wheel of Fortune is. Knight of Pentacles. Yes, yes, yes. Sometimes the Wheel of Fortune feels like it's taking a long time to get there, right? But the Knight of Pentacles is my favorite knight in the deck. And the reason being is because he's very methodical. He's the most stable energy there is in the deck. And he doesn't skip the steps. He does everything, you know, he's a planner. And he does everything by the book. And so I feel like what your soulmate's doing is working with the Wheel of Fortune energy, even if it feels like it's going slow. they're doing things the way that they're supposed to be doing things in order to get the best end result, right? They're doing it in a stable way, not something impulsive. And this is what happens when your intuition kicks in. It's that stable nudge, that nudge. Even if it doesn't feel extremely logical, you're still getting a really stable nudge forward in the right direction. So what is the Page of Cups? The Hierophant. So they want to offer something more traditional to you. And they want to do it in a very real way. They don't want to do it in the way that they used to. You know, but with the Page of Cups, it's still like they are not quite there yet. It needs to be a fresh beginning. Things need to be completely released before they're able to offer you something more traditional. And this would be like a step up. They're still not quite sure they're good enough or ready or able to offer you what you deserve and what you need. So, the Fool. The Seven of Swords. I feel like their fear is that they're going to have to walk away from their life in order to have a new beginning. And that's scary for them. But the only way that they can have that new fresh beginning is if they walk away. The thing is they have to remember that their life is still there. Like, it's not completely gone just because they decide to go in a new direction. The people will still be there, you know, kind of depending on what it is in their life that they have to walk away from. But I think there's a very real fear of them having to walk away and kind of being looked at as the bad guy. And they want to have a new beginning, a new fresh start. And in order for them to be able to offer you this Knight of Cups, they have to have that fresh start, right? Yeah, and they're seeing it as not really being very possible right now with the Tower on the Knight of Cups. Like, but again, there has to be endings. Like, you have to lose things to gain things. That's what I'm really feeling with this card. You have to lose things to gain things. And they're rebuilding after this Tower moment. Things are happening in the 3D that are kind of like crumbling around them. And they're recognizing that things need to be released after this Tower energy. And they're just not able, they're still kind of too unstable to offer you something real. So again, patience, dear friends, because they're trying to push forward in a very stable way. And if they're still feeling unstable, you don't want them to offer you something and then have to like pull it back again because it was unstable. I always tell people I don't do timelines anymore or time frames with things, because with like relationships and stuff, because we're ever changing. The energy is always changing. And I have done correct timelines in the past and people didn't do the healing. You know, they didn't become stable before they came into union. And so they ended up separating again because they triggered each other. It's not that you have to be in separation. It's the triggers that put you into separation because people can't handle it, or it's just too stressful, or it's just too much. It's, you know, a burden. So the energy between the two of you is the Ace of Swords, which is clarity of belief. So you guys both recognize each other, and there's a very real truth between the two of you. And if it's not happening in the 3D, if there's like not communication in 3D, or you guys aren't saying, no, we know what this is, we know what this is, the energy between the two of you is still very truthful. It's still very honest, and it's still very loving. Ace of Cups. The energy is still full of abundance and love And this is the time when you send love and light, because you know that that is still strong within the energy between the two of you. And then we have the King of Pentacles. So you could be dealing with an earth sign. Earth with fire in his chart, or fire because we did have the King of Wands in their headspace. I think that something ended between the two of you, or there was something that was said that was really, really devastating, or they're feeling devastated, or you're feeling devastated right now. But the Ten of Swords is like a thought process where it's the worst case scenario. I always explain the Ten of Swords like somebody tells you that they're going to text you when they get somewhere safely, and they never text you, and all you think about, like, you go to the worst possible scenario that they're dead in a ditch on the side of the highway because you haven't heard from them. That's the Ten of Swords, going to the worst possible case scenario. So you guys may be thinking that things are over between the two of you if you guys aren't speaking right now. But I'm feeling like if one or both of you is feeling that, it's because, yeah, you guys, it's like with the moon, it's like you guys are hiding from each other almost. I feel like there needs to be some honest, confronting talk here. And then the Four of Wands. You both are recognizing that you need stability in your life, that you need some kind of stability in your life, because I really feel like right now your soulmate's not very stable. And if you're recognizing that you need to have stability in your life too, then you're mirroring each other. So Ace of Cups has the Two of Cups, so very, very real connection. It's obvious the energy between the two of you is still very loving, very connected. King of Pentacles. You could be waiting on a King of Pentacles with the Seven of Pentacles. If you are, they are aware that you're waiting for them to show up. If you're waiting on an earth sign, they're aware. If they're waiting on you, then you need to be aware that they're like, you know that they're waiting on you. I feel like the Seven of Pentacles is saying they're not going anywhere. If they're waiting on you or you're waiting on them, the Seven of Pentacles is like, I'm going to sit here and wait for my harvest. I'm not going anywhere. May not be the most stable of energies, the Seven of Pentacles, but it's like, that's the truth kind of thing. So the Wheel of Fortune, whatever had to end between, and this is why I feel like the Ace of Cups in their headspace, it's like things can't be the same as they were before. If they want to approach you with something new, if they want to approach you with a different kind of offer, it's because things had to end the way that things were. And it might have been a very devastating ending. It's like you guys had to separate for some reason. But it was all divine timing. Like, again, the Wheel of Fortune, there had to be the end of a cycle. A cycle totally had to end. Maybe you guys had to go into separation. Maybe you guys needed to recognize that things in your individual lives needed to change before you could come back together. Because I'm feeling a very separated vibe here. If you are with your soulmate, you can probably see that there have been endings in their existence, in their life up until now. The Moon. I don't feel like this is like secrets and betrayal and lies or anything like that. I feel like you guys are just kind of, you're holding back your emotions. You're not being honest about how you feel, like, up front. And there it is. The King of Swords and the Ten of Cups. So let's say you represent the King of Swords, being an air sign, right? I feel like you want to communicate the future that you want to have with your soulmate, or this is what you want to have. And neither one of you, it's like, let's be real here. Let's be honest. We want to have this happily ever after. We want to have this Ten of Cups moment. But if we're not talking to each other and we're having to confront ourselves and be really honest with ourselves, neither one of us knows that this is what we're searching for, what we're wanting from each other, right? So I feel like there is kind of a need, like if you've had to pull back from each other, there's a reason why you're coming to a very harsh reality conclusion that things could not continue the way that they were continuing, and they had to change, and some things had to end, and your soulmate has to release things from their life, and you probably have to release things from your life. And then we have the Four of Wands, where you both want to have this happy home and happy stability and union. The Four of Wands is about union. The Three of Cups is about union. You guys want union with each other. Like, that's the end all to it, right? This is what you want. And I do feel like you're being logical about things, but at the same time, you're not just gonna like settle. And I don't think they want you to settle. I think that that's why it's taking so long to get there, because they want to make sure that it's the right offer, it's the right conclusion, it's what you deserve. Yeah? All right, my loves. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for your support. And I will see you guys for October readings. Bye.